Your biological kid gets to have the biggest room opposed to your two stepkids? TikTok user Mama Web posted a video, and honestly, it comes off very abrasive and confrontational. First, I'm gonna have you watch it, and then we'll discuss.
My biological daughter has the biggest room in our house, and let me tell you why. You may disagree with me because she's the baby and she has two bigger siblings, but I want you to understand something. This is her only house. Mom and dad are still together, and it drives my stepkids insane. They're like, but she's the youngest, we're older, why don't we get the big room? I'm jealous, it's not fair. Okay, first of all, fair is something you pay to ride the bus. Second of all, you have two homes that are fully stocked with anything you could ever want. She's not, okay? Mom and dad are still together, me and my husband. Everything she has is in this one house. They go every other week to another house that is fully stocked. So don't let your kids, your stepkids, anybody manipulate you for the decision that you're making by telling you that it's not fair. I have a reason, okay? And although I've explained this to them, I'm sure they don't care, and I'm sure it doesn't really click in their brain, because to them, my kids, they're like, wow, Kinley's the baby and she's yours, she gets the bigger room. No, it's not. This is her only home. Now, if they all lived with us full time, the oldest would get it. It's that simple. But that's not the way that it is, and this is the way it's gonna be as long as things are the way that they are. Anyways, check back in with you next week.
Now, since this video has been uploaded, she has since removed her account from the app, so you can no longer go and find her. I'm assuming it's because she was getting a lot of pretty bad comments. However, thankfully, some people stitched some of her old videos and screen recorded. So with this first video, honestly, let's just unpack that first. Saying that your biological kid, so therefore setting them apart from your other two stepkids, like, you're just making it more evident that you only have one kid and then the other two are just like there. To me, that is so gross, because like, when you marry somebody that has kids from a previous relationship, like, don't you therefore take them in as well? Or not like take them in, but don't you accept them as your family now as well? This is just a really weird narrative. Now, I don't really think I see where she's coming from with giving her youngest kid the biggest room just because the other two have two houses that they go to. That seems really odd to me, because don't you think they would much rather have a different arrangement where maybe perhaps their parents are still together? I don't know. I just thought that the whole video had some pretty weird vibes, and I'm not the only person that thought that.
My biological daughter has the biggest room in our house.
All right, well, I'm going to assume your biological daughter is the oldest then.
And let me tell you why. You may disagree with me because she's the baby and she has two bigger siblings, but
Oh, well, then I disagree with you. Why would... If you're a stepmom, you're a mom now. Or rather, you want to give the kids time to call you mom, but you got to treat them like a parent that appreciates the boundaries that the kids want to set, because they may not be comfortable with making you their emotional parent yet. So, you have to be available for them, even if they're not available for you yet. That's part of being an adult and being mature and treating kids the right way. I have a lot of non-blood family, and they treat me just like family. And so that's exactly what I would do to everybody else that, I have that's not necessarily blood related. Family is a very powerful, strong thing. They don't have to be blood related. So
I want you to understand something.
I think that people have this idea that if you can't pass your genetics on, then you can't pass anything on. But genetics are like it's part of it. The other part of it is just teaching you and your values and the way that you impact and move the world.
This is her only house. Mom and dad are still together, and it drives my stepkids insane.
I'd be pissed off too. It's unfair.
They're like, but she's the youngest, we're older, why don't we get the big room? I'm jealous, it's not fair.
I mean, those are perfect arguments.
Okay, first of all, fair is something you pay to ride the bus. Second of all...
Oh, fair is something you pay to ride the bus. All right, she's being a snarky asshole, okay.
So even if you have a reason, your stepchildren are still entitled to their feelings, and they're not manipulating you just because they feel some sort of a jealousy there. It's pretty rational to think a child would be jealous that their half-sibling gets the bigger room and their parents are together. They don't have to divide everything they have into two homes. Because where you see it as they have two rooms, they see it as their family is split up and they have to divide everything they own. So they don't think of it as, I have two spaces divided up. They think of it as everything I own is split in half. They have their own struggles with their parents being divorced, I'm sure. And it's very invalidating for their step parent to say, well, see, you get a bonus of having two rooms. It's really fun. and paint it out as if you are getting the reward in the long run.
By the way, she emphasizes biological. I know this video is going to be interesting.
The baby, and she has two bigger siblings, but I want you to understand something. This is her only house. Mom and dad are still together, and it drives my stepkids insane. They're like, but she's the youngest. We're older. Why do we get a big room?
Now, this woman's stepchildren are relatively young, and in another video, she said, it's not step-parents' responsibility to parent. They're just to step into parents sometimes. Girl, those are supposed to be your kids, by the way. But honestly, she probably sees her stepkids as disposable because this is not her first marriage. Honestly. No, it is not okay to have your child, who is literally a baby, in the biggest room in the house while your two other stepkids share a bedroom. It's not okay to have a baby in the biggest room of the house whenever your stepkids only go to another house every other week. It sounds like they have more custody at your house, so why can't they have their own rooms there? I had more custody at my mom's house, so yeah, I had a room there. And my dad didn't have a room for me at all the entire time I was growing up, and you know how that affected me? A lot. So you know what this is gonna do? I'm sure something. Then she sits here and talks about her kids like they're manipulating her. Babes, if you think your kids are manipulating you, go get some therapy. I don't know. Thinking something's unfair as a child is not manipulation. Hope this helps.
Now, she has uploaded some other videos talking about being a step-parent and what it's like having stepkids. And her one video that she made, oh my gosh, there's an analogy with pancakes, and I'm gonna show you that one because honestly, it's pretty messed up. Also, there is a fly that has been flying around my apartment for like 2 days now, and I think he's like actually trying to attack me because the way he runs into me constantly, like, sir, we have this whole apartment to coexist in. Leave me alone. Anyway, here's the video about the pancakes.
Your first marriage is like the first pancake that you make. You gotta throw it out because the second one is way better.
The fact that my eldest daughter sent me this, and she's talking about her mom, she's not wrong.
There are some other videos of hers that people have stitched that I think will just kind of help give us a good overview on what she is like and how she views step-parenting.
Run over some things real quick. Step-parents don't have to do anything for their stepkids.
People really need to stop getting in relationships with people who already have kids if they don't want kids or if they can't love kids that are not theirs biologically at full capacity. If I was this creator's spouse, this comment right here would have raised a million red flags in my mind.
I do know what I signed up for. I signed up to be a step-parent, which means I step in and I parent when it's necessary.
Personally, I just get weird vibes from her all around. It seems like to some degree she almost resents her 2 kids that her husband had from a previous relationship. I just think her attitude towards it is very, very strange because she's like making a point to point out how the 2 other kids are not biologically hers and just the one is, and so she wants herself and her biological daughter to be like the first priority. I don't know, someone mentioned that in the video and I just thought that it was very, very smart and a really good take, honestly. And of course, people were also like parodying her video.
My biological daughter has the biggest room in the house, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, it's because I'm a bitch, but it's also because, okay, she has 2 older step siblings, and they're always like, well, why does she get the bigger room? You know, we need the room as well. And thing is, this is her house. This is where she lives. They go to their mother's house every other weekend, so they have a house that is fully stocked, okay? And the other reason is because I used to be my husband's mistress, and now I'm his wife, so I hold a grudge against their mother. But I should be more worried about the mistress position not being filled yet than putting my biological daughter in the biggest room in the house. But that won't happen anyway. So, like, they're jealous, but like, this is my biological daughter. She gets what I say she gets, and his kids can like go fuck themselves. So anybody has a problem with that, like, you're just wrong, okay?
So anyways, that's who Mama Webb is and the controversy kind of surrounding her. But like I said, you can no longer find her account because it has since been taken down. So that is pretty much the situation as it stands. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe because it's free, so why not? And also leave a comment how you view this whole situation and your thoughts on it as well. But that is it for me today. Thank you once again so much for watching, and I will see you back here on Wednesday for my next video. Bye guys.